Yeah, you know, heading to college, that's an adjustment for both students and parents. Some parents get emotional. It is understandable as their son or daughter starts the new chapter in their lives, but it isn't always the parents who struggle. There are quite a few students who have a hard time as well. This is what Blanca Cobb, who has a master's degree in psychology, it's what we're talking about today. Let's get right into it. Blanca, talk about that break from home, because all of us that have experienced this know, you know, it's a positive and it can be a negative. It's a little worrisome, but it's also exciting.
Absolutely. There's one thing about home is that it's comfort. It's safe haven. Think about it. For the past 18 years, your kids, what do? They go home. Like if they're working after school, if they're sick after vacation, where do they go? They go home. But now there's going to be a new home, at least temporarily while they're in college, whether it's a dorm or whether it's an apartment, and they're taking new stuff, new environment, new routines, and that can be a little daunting because it isn't that safe haven that they're accustomed to.
You know, also, I know for me, when I took the twins, this was just last year that I took them to two separate schools. It's hard not to show your emotion. I mean, how do parents kind of help their student adjust without letting them still be so dependent on you?
That's a tough one because what happens is that some students, right when high school ends, are like, that's it, I'm out of here. No more rules, life on my own as I see it. But you know what? A lot of that is just talk. It's game, right? Because there's a difference between talk and reality, and it's scary to be on their own. So as a parent, you have to have a lot of patience and realize that they're exploring, they're trying to figure it out. And so sometimes it's this big bravado that they're showing, but underneath they really are fearful. And that's where compassion and understanding comes in.
So it's tough to have the strong hand sometimes as a parent. So what if your kid starts calling you so much that you feel like they're not really engaged at school as much as they need to? And so that's a hard thing to do, but how do you balance that?
I say you want to be grateful that they're even calling because you don't know when it's going to change and you're not going to hear from them, right, for long periods of time. But when they call you, see if you can identify emotions. Are they lonely? Do they need reassurance? Are they bored? Maybe they just want to hear your voice. And if you're listening to their tone of voice and you listen to patterns of what they're saying, it gives you a better picture of what might be going on. And then you can help them. For example, if you get a sense that they're either bored or they're lonely, you might want to ask some questions. Well, tell me about some of your new students that you've met, or tell me about your classes, or what are you doing for fun? The reason you want to ask the questions because you're prompting their mind to start thinking what they can do instead of always thinking or being stuck in that negative emotion of loneliness or fearfulness or whatever it is that they're feeling. You want to guide their thinking.
And it's so it's such a helpless feeling as a parent when you feel like they're struggling a little bit. You gotta push them a little bit, but you also still want to be there. I mean, that's a fine tightrope that you walk, I think.
Absolutely. And absolutely it is. And you're right, Eric. It is this balancing act. It's this juggling
Sure.
act. But the more supportive you can be and asking questions that get them to think, because, and I'm saying think because students don't want to be told what to do anymore. So that's why it's so important as a parent is to be more to help them guide that thinking process.
Yeah, that's an
Get them
understatement. They
to
don't want to be
encourage
told
them.
what to do anymore. Yeah, put a exclamation mark at the end of that. All right, thank you, Blanca. You can keep that conversation going on Blanca's Facebook page. Just search for Blanca Cobb, body language expert.